Today, we're going on a pretty amazing journey back in time. We're going to decode a poem that's almost 1,000 years old. And what's so incredible is that hidden inside this ancient New Year's greeting is a timeless message, a secret really, about how to live a good life. So let's get into it. So just think about this for a second. What if a New Year's card, written 900 years ago for a queen, wasn't just about good wishes? What if it actually held a blueprint for building a better life and even a better society? Well, that's exactly what we're going to uncover together today by cracking a code locked away in these ancient characters. Okay, so the artifact at the heart of our mystery is something called a Chun-cheop-ja. In Korea, this was a special spring greeting poem. They would write these beautiful verses and post them on the pillars of the palace to welcome the new year. This particular one was written by a really famous official, Kim Bu-sik, for the queen of the Goryeo dynasty. It was part celebration, for sure, but it was also way, way more than that. To really crack the code of this poem, we've got to start at the beginning. The first two lines, they paint this incredibly vivid picture of the royal palace right at dawn. We're going to break it down character by character so you can see the world exactly as the poet did.
All right, here's our first line. It's written in Hanja, the characters they used in classical Korean. Now, if you were to read this out loud in Korean, it would sound like this. Solin Yuje Samun Piel. I know it might look a little intimidating, but trust me, we're about to unpack it into some really simple, beautiful ideas.
Our very first piece of the puzzle is this character right here. In Korean, it's pronounced Sol, and it means simply snow. Right away, with just one character, the poet sets the scene for us. You can almost feel it, right? That cold, crisp, early morning air.
Next up, we've got this character, Jai. This one means to exist or to be present. So the poet isn't saying that it's snowing right now. He's telling us that the snow is what's left. It's still there, lingering from the night before.
And this is where it gets really poetic. This term is unpye. Un means cloud, and pie means stairs. It's this gorgeous metaphor. The palace steps were so massive, so grand, they looked like they reached right up into the clouds. So they called them cloud stairs. That one phrase just screams majesty and power, doesn't it?
So see what happens when we start putting these pieces together? The literal meaning just starts to take shape. You get Solen, the traces of snow, Yujae, they still exist, on the Samun-pyo, the three cloud stairs. We're literally building this picture, one word at a time.
And when you weave it all together, you get this beautiful poetic line. Traces of snow still linger on the palace steps, so high they seem to touch the clouds. You see, this isn't just about the weather. It's about creating this feeling of a serene, majestic, and totally peaceful atmosphere, right at the very heart of the kingdom.
Now let's jump to the second line. In Korean, this one reads, 일각 초승 오봉루Five. Let's do the same thing and decode its most important parts.
Okay, I absolutely love this first term, ilgak. Now literally, il means sun and gak means legs. Isn't that amazing? The very first rays of sunlight are described as the sun's legs stretching out over the horizon. It's just such a powerful and dynamic image. So where are the sun's legs landing? On the Obanggru, the Five Phoenix Pavilion. This was a famous name given to a grand building in the palace, a real symbol of royal splendor and incredible beauty.
So, what does this all add up to? The poet isn't just giving us a weather report. This calm, orderly, beautiful scene, it's a powerful metaphor for the kingdom itself. It's his way of saying the kingdom is at peace, it's stable, and it's being governed well.
Okay, so the scene is perfectly set. And now the poet does something absolutely brilliant. In the next two lines, he embeds what is basically a secret code using references from history. He's about to tell the queen and us what really makes a kingdom great.
And here they are, Boryok Susi Jutesa and Okchiching Su Hanjehu. I know, these lines sound pretty obscure, right? But believe me, they are the absolute key to the entire poem's code. They refer to two kinds of ideal officials from ancient Chinese history, and each one represents a core virtue.
So what the poet does here is he summons two figures from deep in history, the Zhu Taiza, which means the historian of the Zhou dynasty, and the Han Jehu, the lords of the Han dynasty. These examples are not random at all. They are very deliberately chosen keys to unlock his real message.
So first, let's look at the Zhou historian, the Zhu Taiza. His job was absolutely vital. He created the official calendar, called the Boryok, And it was his duty to announce the proper times for everything, when to plant crops, when to perform rituals, you name it. He is the ultimate symbol of diligence, of order, and of guiding a nation with wisdom.
And then we have the Han Lords, the Han-jae-hu. They're famous for this one specific ceremony where they would all gather together and raise their jade cups, their okchi, to toast the emperor's long life. Now, this wasn't just a party. It was a huge public display of their unwavering support for the throne. They are the symbol of that second crucial virtue, loyalty.
Okay, so we have a serene palace, a diligent official, and loyal subjects. We've decoded all the individual pieces of this incredible puzzle, and now, finally, we can put them all together to understand the poet's complete message to his queen.
You know, the real genius of this poem is how it connects that beautiful opening scene with these powerful historical ideals. The imagery of the palace at dawn. It's not just pretty decoration. It's the very foundation for the powerful wish that he's about to make.
And here it is, all laid out. The palace at dawn symbolizes the wish for a peaceful, orderly nation. The Zhou historian stands for the wish for diligent and wise leadership, and the Han Lords represent the wish for loyal and unified subjects. So you see, this isn't just a poem. It's a profound wish. It's almost like a prayer for the future of the entire nation.
So, the big question is, why does a 900-year-old poem matter to any of us today? Well, because Kim Bu-sik wasn't just writing to his queen. He was laying out a timeless philosophy for a good and meaningful life, a kind of wisdom that's just as relevant for our time as it was for his.
And his philosophy really boils down to 3 simple steps. First, observe the world around you with clarity, just like that clear, serene palace at dawn. Second, learn from wisdom. Look to history, look to the examples of the diligent and the loyal. And third, and this is the most important one, embrace your duty. The poet's core belief was that a strong, prosperous nation starts with each individual person fulfilling their role with integrity and responsibility.
And that really brings us to a final thought to leave you with. For the poet, his duty as an official was what gave his life purpose. So the question this ancient poem is really asking us all these centuries later is this one. What duty, whether it's big or small, gives your life meaning today?